We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Yesterday we heard how Uddhav, on the order of Krishna, went to Badrikashram, but here Swami Maharaj is commenting, while at Dwaraka, Uddhav was warned to avoid the distresses which were to follow the disappearance of the Lord and the destruction of the Yadu dynasty. He was advised to proceed to Badrikashram because there he could associate with the devotees of Narayana, and in their association of devotional service he could increase his eagerness for chanting, hearing, knowledge and detachment. Uddhav is already pure devotee, but there is no end to devotion. That is ever increasing. You can never say now it is stopped. No. Krishna is ever increasing, devotion to him is ever increasing, and devotees also, they are ever increasing. And also to teach this, that in Shastra it is stated, Bhaktis tu Bhagavad Bhakta Sangena Parijayate. Satsanga Prapyate Pumbih Sukriter Purva Sanchite. One can awaken devotion to Krishna in one's heart only by the association of devotees, those who have that devotion. Like one fire ignites wood. The potential of fire in the wood is there, but needs fire, already manifested fire, to manifest that potential of fire in wood. Like that, we can awaken devotion to Krishna. It is already there, sleeping, by association with real devotees, those who have already manifested their devotion, or like our Gurudev explained, awakened soul or awakened person can awake other sleeping persons. If all are sleeping, then who will awake another one? Not possible. But one who is awake, he can awake so many others. So quality is important, not quantity. One good scientist can invent one medicine, and that medicine will help so many people. Like that, if someone is awakened soul, realized soul, one, he can awake so many others. But if he himself is sleeping, then he cannot do this. Like that, here, this verse from Padma Puran, no, Brihad Naradiya Puran, I think, it says, one can get devotion only by association of devotees, and one will get such association of devotees by when he will accumulate enough Sukriti, Bhakti Unmukhi Sukriti. There are 3 types of Sukritis. Kriti means action, deed, and Su means good deeds. But they are of 3 types, according to Shastra, scripture. One is worldly good deeds. You do some worldly beneficial activity. You open hospital, or you distribute food or medicine, cloth, or make some for this. That type of good deed will give you material good results. Or you give in charity and like this. Then you will have some good results. Then there are Gyan Sukriti. If someone will perform any kind of austerity in order to become detached from this material nature, he will follow celibacy, he will control senses and non-violence and forgiveness and so many things, then that will also give him that type of result. In next life or in that life, he will come in association with such people and he will get such results. But if someone knowingly or unknowingly, means he does not know the effect of that action, does some action which is pleasing to Supreme Lord, knowingly or unknowingly, like he will take prasad, food offered to Krishna, that prasad he will take, or he will help some devotee in some way, or he will hear chanting on the street or somewhere, or certain, or like some fasting on certain days, like Prahlad did in previous life, fasting on proper day. Then those, or like that bird, he was unknowingly circumambulating temple when he was falling down. So all these activities, they are pleasing to Krishna. So one may do them knowingly or unknowingly. When he will accumulate enough of them, then that will produce faith in Supreme Lord, in him. Means not produce, it will awaken. That faith in Supreme Lord is also already naturally in every soul. But it is covered when under Maya. So that faith will awaken, and then naturally he will get association then with devotees, those who are acting in accordance with that faith in God. They will act. So in that association, he can get that devotion. They are doing, and they will awaken him in this way. So here, Krishna told Uddhav, you have to go to Badrikashram. Now here I will do this lila of disappearance. So in order to avoid that separation grief, you better go to Badrikashram. There you will chant here all this in that devotee association. Gopis also, when Krishna left, then out of separation grief, what did they do? They were always speaking about him, chanting, hearing about him, remembering, and in that way they could get solace. Because Krishna Kirtan, chanting Krishna's glories, is not different from Krishna. You will get his association through that. So always they are chanting, or also in Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs which we are singing during Kartik, Puna Namashraya Kori. I felt such separation, so then I was chanting his name. That by that I could keep my life in separation grief. So this was the advice of Krishna. Then Uddhav, we heard yesterday, yet in spite of my knowing his desire, that was to destroy the dynasty, O Vidur, I followed him, means Krishna, because it was impossible for me to bear separation from the lotus feet of the Master. Then this verse we heard yesterday, thus following, I saw my patron and master, Lord Shri Krishna, sitting alone and deeply thinking, taking shelter on the bank of the river Saraswati, although he is the shelter of the goddess of fortune. Yesterday we heard that those who are poor, they will take shelter of tree because no house, no money. Or those who willingly want to renounce, they want to become detached from everything. So here it is astonishing that Krishna, who is the shelter of the goddess of fortune, means goddess of wealth, Lakshmi. So there can be no lack of wealth for him or house or anything. So, but he took shelter of 3. Shyamavadatam virajam prashantaruna lochanam dorbish chatur bir viditam pita kaushambarena cha. The Lord's body is blackish, but is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, and very, very beautiful. His eyes are always peaceful, and they are reddish like the rising morning sun. I could immediately recognize him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by his 4 hands, different symbolic representations, and yellow silk garments. This is Dwarakadish Krishna. Sometimes he manifests 4 hands, and he has crown and different this symbolic representation like this. We heard some days back why Krishna is wearing peacock. Depends which Krishna, means in which pastime, in which lila. Krishna wears peacock only in Vrindavan lila, and there he is always 2-handed. In Dwaraka he manifests 4 hands. So that is more Aishwarya, more opulent mood. That is why love is restricted there. So devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they follow Mahaprabhu's instruction of Aradhyo Bhagavan Brajeshatanaya. You should worship the son of Nanda Maharaj, means in Vrindavan. That according to Rasa, transcendental taste, that is supreme. Although all these forms of Supreme Lord, and they are unlimited, he is the same person, but doing different lilas. And Krishna lila in Vrindavan is highest in comparison with the intensity of transcendental taste. And his form is eternal, and this blackish is also, it is only a kind of comparison. We cannot exactly think like we see black color in this world. This only comparison is made, but that is blackish, but it is shining more than sun. It is black. So that is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, Satchidananda, and very, very beautiful. One who gets darshan of Krishna, he loses all attraction for anything in this world, or liberation, or anything. Even those, we heard before, even those who are Atmaramas, like Shukadev Goswami, means they are not interested in anything in this world because they are tasting the bliss of their own self, Atma, which is spiritual. So when you are liberated from material energy, then you have natural bliss of your Atma. Immediately when you are attached to some material thing with the wrong conception, then you become deprived of that bliss which is already with you. You reduce that bliss, or you lose it. That is why those who are jnanis, they want to be liberated so that they can taste their own bliss. And there are so many types of such who are tasting own bliss, like in connection with Paramatma or in connection with Brahman, and they are liberated from that material energy, gross and subtle. They are not suffering and they are tasting that bliss. But even they, when they come in contact with Krishna, whose qualities are transcendental, is eternal, they also become attracted and they accept devotion to him. And that happens quite naturally. You have that example of 4 Kumaras They were meditating on impersonal Brahman, but getting this scent of Tulsi offered to the lotus feet of Narayan, when that came in their, that touched them, they felt this is something superior, and they gave up that meditation. And they went after this, and they saw Narayan. They were attracted. They started devotion. Shiva also sometimes playing such pastime as a yogi and becoming attracted. Also to Mohini, one form of Krishna. And Shukadev Goswami also, he said, I was well established, not practitioner, but well established in Brahmananda, in the bliss of transcendental self, that spirit, but undifferentiated. So when I came in contact with Krishna, I became attracted to him. Although Shukadev Goswami could not be attracted to anything in this world. Even ladies who saw him, he was naked, Shukadev Goswami, when he was going, and ladies, they were bathing in that river or pond. When they saw the young, and when he was going, they did not feel any need to cover their bodies, because they saw in his eyes, he's not staying in this world. His consciousness is above this world, so there was no need. And he could not be attracted, impossible. But he was attracted to Krishna, which proves that Krishna is not material person, not Brahman which takes material form. That is not correct. Krishna is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, Satchidananda, eternal person, eternal Leela doing everything. And our Srila Jiva Goswami, he explained this word Bhagavan. There are many explanations. Generally, one who possesses all opulences, Bhagavan. But Jiva Goswami gave another definition of Bhagavan. Bhajaniya Guna Vishishta. He has such qualities, transcendental spiritual qualities, that whoever comes in contact with him cannot but worship him. He will want to worship him. Cannot resist. All will be attracted. That is why his name is Krishna, all attractive. So, and Supreme Lord has many forms, although he's one. So here he is seen by Uddhava as four-handed. That is sometimes in Dwaraka, Krishna. But there is no mention of peacock feather, because there is no peacock feather there. Vama Urav Adi Shritya Dakshinangri Saroruham Apashrita. There is some, yes. Apashritarbha Kashwatham Akrisham Tyakta Pipalam. So the letter is not seen nicely. The Lord was sitting, taking rest against a young banyan tree, with his right lotus foot on his left thigh, and although he had left all household comforts, he looked quite cheerful in that posture. He left palaces and everything. So, but he was not depressed. He was cheerful. Here, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is commenting. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the Lord's He's a realized soul. He can see. The Lord's sitting posture, keeping his back against the newly grown banyan tree, is also meaningful. Ashwatha, or the banyan tree, is so called because the tree does not die very quickly. It continues to live for many, many years. His legs and their energies are the material ingredients, which are 5 in all: earth, water, fire, air, and sky. The material energies represented by, means his legs, means Krishna's, and their energies are this. The material energies represented by the banyan tree are all products of his external potency, means Krishna's external potency, and are therefore kept to his back. We heard in the beginning of Bhagavatam, when Narad Goswami graced Vyasadeva with 4 verses, and he told him, you meditate. Then Vyasadeva meditated on those 4 verses and he saw Krishna. And there it was shown that Maya Devi is also there, but she's behind him, fully submitted to him. Krishna has his own internal potency, and his marginal potency is Jiva, means this Jiva souls, and Maya is his external potency. Those Jivas who become averse to Krishna, they are captured by Maya, but Krishna can never be captured by Maya. And when those Jivas finally understand their mistake and they surrender to Krishna, then Maya gives them up and they can enter to Krishna's Lila. So Maya is always subordinate to Krishna. So here Krishna is putting his back on banyan tree, representing Maya. That is seen by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And because this particular universe is the smallest of all, the banyan tree is therefore designated as small, as a child. In this, our universe, Brahma has only 4 heads. It is enough to administer whole this material universe. Our 4 heads are enough. But Brahma, in that when he came to Dwaraka, he saw other Brahmas with 8 heads, with 16 heads, 100 heads, because their universes are larger, so they need more heads to manage. Tyakta Pipalam indicates that he had, means Krishna had now finished his pastimes in this particular small universe. But since the Lord is absolute and eternally blissful, there is no difference between his living or accepting something. The Lord was now prepared to leave this particular universe and go into another, just as the sun rises on one particular planet and sets in another simultaneously, but does not change its own situation. Or even in this world, in some place sun rises there, in some place, because it is rotating, so somewhere, or somewhere is sunset, like here will be sunset, or yes, sunset, but in some other place not yet, but it will be. So always there is. So like that, Krishna is eternal and his Leela is also eternal, and he can be present also in many places simultaneously. So his Leela is also eternally appearing in one universe or another, but not full, like he starts his Leela in this world and then up to 125 years, then he will disappear. Then that whole Leela will go there. No, it is not like that. when Krishna performs the pastime of birth in this world, it is happening. Then, when he performs his next pastime, that is killing of Putana, demon, at that time, in some another universe, already birth pastime will start. And when he will finish in this world, killing of Putana, and start next one, that killing of the Shakatasur, then that killing of Putana will happen in that universe. So not that necessary whole lila, but each lila is present somewhere. That is why those who are pure devotees, with their transcendental eyes, they can always perceive that lila in their purified heart. Like we are hearing, on this day, Krishna's appearance day, or Nrishinga's appearance day, or something. So those who, that for us is like anniversary, but those who are pure devotees, they can experience in their purified heart the appearance of Krishna. That lila they can experience. Tasmin maha bhagavato dvaipayana suhrit sakha lokan anucharan siddha asasada yadrichaya. At that time, after traveling in many parts of the world, Maitreya, a great devotee of the Lord, and a friend and well-wisher of the great sage Krishna Dvaipayan Vyas, reached that spot out of his own perfect accord. This is Maitreya Rishi, is a pure devotee of Krishna. This is another person that nowadays, those who are new age like followers, they also speak about some Maitreya will come, but that is another thing. This is Maitreya Rishi of Vedic time, pure devotee, as we will see, he will speak. So he is a great friend of Vyasadeva, one who wrote all scriptures. He came there not coincidentally. It was out of his own perfect accord. He knew that he has to come there at that time because he will have to do that service. Tasyanuraktasya munir mukunda pramoda bhavanata kandarasya ashrinvatomam anuraga hasa samikshaya vishramayan uvach. Maitreya was greatly attached to him, means to Krishna, and he was listening in a pleasing attitude and with his shoulder lowered. With a smile and a particular glance upon me, means Uddhava, having allowed me to rest, the Lord spoke as follows, means Krishna spoke. Shri Bhagavan Uvach Vedaham antar manasip sitam te dadami yat tat duravapam anyay satre pura vishwasrijam vasunam mat siddhi kamena vaso tvayeshtaha. O Vasu, I know from within your mind what you desired in the days of yore, when the Vasus and other demigods responsible for expanding the universal affairs performed sacrifices. You particularly desire to achieve my association. This is very difficult to obtain for others, but I award it unto you. This is little more subtle point here in commentary. Uddhava is one of the eternal associates of the Lord. And the plenary portion of Uddhava was one of the 8 Vasus in the days of yore. Plenary portion of Uddhava. 8 Vasus, they were cursed, as we heard from that Puranic Charitavali, they were cursed because of committing offense. So they had to take birth as humans, but they prayed to that Ganga Devi, Ganga river, so they were rescued except one, the youngest one, because he was the chief of those who committed offense. So he had to remain, and he became Bhishma, but he became pure devotee. So one of those 8 Vasus, plenary portion of Uddhava. That is why Krishna is telling here, O Vasu, I know what you desired, so you wanted my association, I'm giving you now. Yes, the Lord knew this because he is present in the heart of every living entity as Paramatma, the super consciousness. In everyone's heart there is the representation of the super consciousness who gives memory to the partial consciousness of every living entity. The living entity as partial consciousness forgets incidents of his past life, but the super consciousness reminds him how to act in terms of his past cultivation of knowledge. This is from Gita there. So Krishna knows what is in our heart. That is why our Gurudev always was repeating this fact. You don't blame Supreme Lord. We are blaming. He blessed Dhruva, he blessed Prahlad, he blessed Ambarish, but he's not blessing me. The thing is, we don't want him. As Dhruva wanted, Prahlad wanted, and Ambarish wanted. Krishna knows everything what is in our heart. Even there are so many subconscious things there. So when you will fully want only Krishna and nothing else, then you can get his darshan immediately. But before that, it is not possible. But we have to practice under the guidance of pure devotees to gradually attain to that level. So Krishna knows everything, and he is arranging for our results of our actions in wakeful state, in dreams also. He is creating dreams according to our actions and desires. Sometimes we are getting some enjoyment in dreams, sometimes suffering. That is a result of our actions. It's not coincidence. And when that dream stops, it is also exact time. Krishna gives that exact time. Because that fruit you got and now finish. You cannot prolong. But if someone wants eternal welfare, service of Krishna, then Krishna will send him his representative, his devotee, so that he can show him the way how to serve Krishna and how he can attain him. Here Sai Maharaj is telling, everyone is at liberty to desire as he likes, but the desire is fulfilled by the Supreme Lord. Everyone is independent to think or desire, but the fulfillment of one's desire depends on the Supreme Will. This law is expressed as man proposes, God disposes. We have relative independence. We can decide how we want to act. Because we are conscious being, we have thinking, feeling, willing, that are the properties of soul, and they are perverted when we are in this material body and mind. But still, it is from Atma this is coming. So we have that free will, relative independence, but we cannot decide which kind of fruit is attached to which kind of action. And we cannot get it without the sanction of Supreme Lord. He has to give it. We are not fully independent. Only we can desire to act in this way or that way. And even that is dependent on Krishna because he is behind. He may withdraw that also. And then according to our actions, we will get fruit by him. That is why we cannot blame anyone else for the suffering which we are getting. Others may be instrumental, like a postman, but not the cause. Krishna is giving the fruits, either personally or through some instrument, but he must give. No one can do independently. So no one is to be blamed for our suffering. It is the result of our previous actions, which we may not remember what we did or know what kind of fruit is attached to that action. Here it is stated in past life we may have done, means we did certain things, now we are getting the fruit. When Dhritarashtra asked Krishna why all my 100 sons were killed, I did not do any sinful activities for my past 100 lives, I know. Why this happened to me? Then Krishna said, yes, this is true. You did not do any sin in your past 100 lives. But in your 101 previous life, there you killed some birds unnecessarily in the nest 100. So for that fruit, means for that action, you got this fruit. Then Dhritarashtra asked, it is in Mahabharata, then why only after 100 births I got this fruit? Then Krishna said, because in this 100 birth you are accumulating your good deeds, by which you could get 100 sons. It is not so easy to have 100 sons. So you had to first accumulate that so that you could get 100 sons, and then you got this. So everything is seen by Krishna. Not only few lives, but all our lives. Since we entered this material energy, he knows everything, what we did, and he's giving the fruits. And they are beneficial for us to learn from it. That is why those who are in elevated consciousness, who see things perfectly, they know that everything is the mercy of Krishna, because nothing can happen without him sanctioning, and he's all good, he's all beneficial, he's giving. So it is good for me to learn something. Here, man proposes, God disposes. We may act, but fruit we will get when Krishna desires. And which kind of fruit? That is why you will see someone in this life, he is not working anything, but he's having so much money and everything, because before he did. But someone may try very hard, but still he will have very little, because it is not only according to our present actions. That is called Kriyamana. Kriyamana karma, what we are presently doing. But there is also aprarabdha karma and prarabdha karma. Those actions, fruits which we did, means those actions which we did in previous lives and are now in this life bearing fruit, they are called prarabdha karma. And those which are still not yet bearing fruit, they are still in potential form, they will be experienced later on in this life or maybe next life. They are also there, not only our present action. That is why you can see someone may try very hard but not successful. Someone may not do anything but he may be very successful, or with diseases also. Someone may have very bad lifestyle, but he will be healthy. Someone may have he may try very perfect lifestyle, healthy, but so many diseases are coming. Not because of his present action, Kriya Mana, but because fruits of previous actions are coming now. They are bearing fruit at this moment. So it is not always possible to change just by this Kriya Mana karma. You have to, like in Ayurveda, when I read that some diseases in this life are happening due to actions in past lives. And according to Ayurveda, they cannot be cured by medicine, general medicine, which is perfect for that, means which will cure that disease. You have that, Ayurveda is perfect science, it is coming from God, Dhanvantari. So for every disease, there is certain medicine it will cure, surely. It is by the will of God. But in Ayurveda also you have that medicine will not work in certain cases. If the result is due to past life something, then it will not work. Then you have to do some other things like yagya, fire sacrifice, or some mantra chanting or something to cure that. It will not work by herbal medicine. So when I heard this, then I asked my Ayurvedic doctor here, and he said, yes, it is true. It is stated in Shastra, in scripture, that is in Atharva Veda. Ayurveda is part of Atharva Veda. Then I asked him, then how you can know whether certain disease is from past life or what? Then he said, if I give perfect medicine for that, and that will little cure, but again it will come again. It will repeat itself. Again, if I give, again it will repeat in this way, then I can know the cause is more deep. Then some other actions are to be taken. There are procedures how to cure. Then I asked him, when he was checking me, then I asked, you see something like this in me? He said, no, for this one not. But anyhow, already you are chanting that Krishna mantra, means Maha Mantra, and all this, you are already doing those. So no need for you to do anything separate. But it is true, it is according to Shastra. So, Apo nicha jeeb koti bancha kore, Krishna icha hoile tobe to phal dore, it is in Bangla. Jiva may have so many desires, but unless Krishna fulfills, it cannot happen. We are not fully independent. And we are always conditioned by these three types of karmas. What we can do in present and the fruits of past that we cannot change with certain things, but it is possible to change that also. If one performs pure devotion to Krishna, then he can also change that aprarabdha karma you can remove by jnana also, but prarabdha karma, that which already bears fruit, it is like in the form of this body or certain tendencies or certain disease or something is there, that also you can change, but only by pure devotion to Krishna. When you submit unconditionally, then there is no need for you to get that lesson, because already you rectified yourself, so Krishna can change that. But Jnanis, who are performing many austerities or karmis, they may do certain rituals and so many things they may do, they may remove those aprarabdha karma, but prarabdha they cannot, because they are not submitting to Krishna, so they have to get that lesson. But devotee, if he submits, then he already rectified himself, so that punishment or that thing is also already finished, removed. No need to experience. So here Krishna told him, I know what is your desire, and I will give that to you. Like when Dhruva First he wanted bigger kingdom and he was worshipping Supreme Lord. Then when he saw Supreme Lord, he was so happy that he lost that desire. Then in order to show to the whole world what is the inside thinking of real devotee, Krishna told him, you ask any boon, I am satisfied with your worship, now you ask me, whatever you want, I can give you, you ask. Then Dhruva said, I don't want anything, I only want your service. Then Krishna told, I know why you were worshipping me, because you wanted to have bigger kingdom than your father, so you ask me, I will give you. Then Dhruva said, yes, that is true, I desired, but now I don't desire anymore, because after finding jewel, what I will do with broken glass? I was searching for broken glass, but I found jewel, diamond. So getting diamond, why I will desire that? I don't desire anything. I only want your service. So according to our internal desire, Krishna will respond. So I heard from Gurudev, if really you want only service of Krishna, then that same moment you will get darshan of Krishna. But we don't want, and we may not even be aware of what sort of so many things are there inside. But we should not be disheartened. We can, by gradual, proper following of Bhakti Yoga process, we can attain that pure devotion and eternal service of Krishna. Sa esha sadho charamo bhavanam asaditaste mat anugrahoyat yan mam nrilokan raha utsrijantam dishtya dadrishvan visha danu vritya. O honest one, Krishna is speaking, your present life is the last and the supermost, because in this term of life you have been awarded my ultimate favor. Now you can go to my transcendental abode, Vaikuntha, by leaving this universe of conditioned living entities. Your visit to me in this lonely place, because of your pure and unflinching devotional service, is a great boon for you. He told him, this is your last life. Because Krishna knows everything, what is the truth, what one desires, what one did, what practice, everything. As we heard before, Narad, when getting instruction from those pure devotees, he was doing his practice sincerely, as they told him. Then he got darshan of Krishna and was fully happy. But then Krishna disappeared. Then Narad was disappointed and he again tried. Same sadhana, same sincerity, everything, but could not attain. Then he became disappointed and dejected. Then only voice of Krishna came. He said, Narad, you cannot see me again because you are not yet fully purified. That what I showed myself to you was my causeless grace to encourage you and to make you more greedy to attain me, so that you will really strive for me, you will practice. But now you did not yet achieve perfection, so you cannot see me anymore. But you go on with this practice, and at the end of this life, you will again be able to see me, and then constantly, because Narad then attained his spiritual form at the end of that life and became personal associate of Krishna, like that. So here also Krishna knows. Udap is already, means that Vasu inside Udap. Udap is already eternally pure devotee, but that Vasu inside Udap, he is speaking to him, Krishna. He told, you did this practice, so I'm happy with you. This is your last life. You will attain me. You will attain my transcendental abode, my lila. You will participate in my lila. Pura Maya Proktam Ajaya Nabhye Padme Nishanaya Mamadi Sarge Gyanam Paramam Man Mahima Va Bhasam Yat Surayo Bhagavatam Vadanti. O Uddhava, in the lotus millennium, in the days of yore, at the beginning of the creation, I spoke unto Brahma, who is situated on the lotus that grows out of my navel, about my transcendental glories, which the great sages describe as SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. We heard this before in second canto. Krishna was happy with the austerities of Brahma, and Krishna also told him 4 verses, Ahameva Sameva Gre, those 4, and told him, you meditate, then you will know everything. You meditate on these 4 verses, then Brahma realized and he understood what is his duty to Krishna, and he did. And then Narad got it from Brahma, Vyas got it from Narad, then Madhva got it from Vyas, and like this, by Guru Parampara it is coming up to our Gurudev, or those who are bona fide realized souls. We can get from them proper service, devotional service of Krishna, because Krishna is behind them. They realize, so Krishna is behind them, so what they will say, Krishna will accept. So if we follow the instructions of such pure devotee appearing in Guru Parampara, bona fide Guru Parampara, then that practice will surely give result. There is no doubt. So tomorrow we will hear further.